Hare Krishna, everyone. Let us start with a short kirtan before we go into our topics of the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you for all who are joining, and I hope everyone is doing well. For those whose cameras are off, who are muted, if you want, you can keep your cameras on. But along with this, you can chant the holy name. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari यमुना तीरवनचारी जया कुंज बिहारी यमुना तीरवनचारी जया कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपद जय प्रभुपद प्रभुपद श्रीला प्रभुपद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace अभय चरणारविंद शिल भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि
जय
जय नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय कलयुग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय
जय
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदन्तिकं मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानंद माधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरि ओम तत्सत्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयो मुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोप कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna, everyone. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Am I audible clearly?
Very much probably.
Okay, thank you much.
Yeah.
It is very slow.
Is it? Is it better
The
now?
voice is not very clean. This voice is little slow, I believe.
Okay. Check now. Is it better?
Now it is little better. Yeah.
Okay.
It was same from the beginning for me.
Is it? Okay. I changed something in the setting. Okay. So, first of all, thank you all for joining. And we begin our session. Okay. Last week we started the Bhagavad Gita's first chapter's first verse. So we'll go from there. So last week we read this verse. Dhritarashtra said, okay, I'll go through the translations and then okay, we'll try to understand this. And so Dhritarashtra, he said that, O Sanjay, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? This Dhritarashtra, okay, he's in anxiety, what his sons did. Dhritarashtra was spiritually blind. He was blind for sure, but he was also spiritually blind. And he wanted his sons to fight this battle. On one hand, Pandu, like Yudhishthir was the eldest son in the dynasty for that particular generation. So when Pandu, Dhritarashtra's younger brother, when he died, at that time it was actually the responsibility of Dhritarashtra to take care of his sons for sure, but along with that to take care of Pandu's sons also. But because, like here when he's saying that, okay, what did my sons and the sons of Pandu, right? So that means like, okay, he is differentiating between that. And plus he's desiring that they fight and the Pandu's sons gets killed and his sons become king. That is his intent. So um, since we want to cover this as a part of summary study, so we'll not go into, there are a lot of other details also which can be covered, but we'll move on from there. And like once we do a more detailed study into this, then we will cover that in more detail. So let's go to the next text. Now Sanjay Uvacha. Now I mentioned last time, this Sanjay is the disciple of Srila Vyasdev. This Sanjay has been empowered by Srila Vyasdev to be able to meditate just by closing his eyes. If he has a power that if he just closes his eyes, if he wants to visualize what is going on in the battlefield, he can do that just by closing his eyes. Just like I was mentioning last time, just like, okay, we are all in different places. Our Lalu Kapu is in India, and some of you are in different places in US. So we can all see each other if required, like by Zoom. We can hear each other, right? But in those days, 5,000 years back, think about the power of the meditation. Okay, it did not require any of these Wi-Fi or these infrastructure, like okay, Xfinity or Comcast or whatever, like internet companies, to be able to do this kind of, to be able to understand what is going on. Just by closing his eyes, Sanjay had the power to see what is going on in the battlefield. So that Sanjay, since Dhritarashtra asked him, that Sanjay is saying, Sanjay Uvacha, Drishtva tu Pandavanikam, Vyudham Duryodhanastada, Acharyam Upasangamya, Rajavachanam Abraved. Sanjay said, O king, Sanjay is now narrating to the king, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhan, he went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So Duryodhan, he did an analysis like, okay, so this is the army that is there of the Pandus. And then he went to his teacher. Who is his teacher? His teacher is Dronacharya. He went to Dronacharya and he's about to speak. So what does he speak here? He's saying, Pashaitam Pandu Putranam Acharya Mahatam Chamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tavasishyena Dhimata. O my teacher, O dear Dronacharya, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu. Let me give you a stock of the situation as to what is happening. See, many times, like, okay, if we have to deal with a situation, right, we understand what is the situation. So Duryodhan is giving a report to his teacher, who is Dronacharya. He's saying, okay, so this is the army of the Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. So here he uses the word Drupada Putrena. So this is being very expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. The son of Drupad, his name is Drishtadyumna. And there is a background story for this. Long back, okay, it so happened that Dronacharya and King Drupad, who were at that time, like, okay, when they went to their schools, right? In those days, it was ashram. They went to the ashram of their guru. At that time, both were studying together in the ashram of their guru. And during that time, both of them developed very wonderful friendship. And in that wonderful friendship, their friendship bond was so strong that once Drupad, he told Dronacharya that, oh Drona, see, because at that time he was not Acharya. He became Acharya later. Okay, oh Drona, see, I am from the royal dynasty. You are a Brahmin. So in course of time, I will become a king. So just remember that our friendship bond is so strong that anytime you want anything, you can just come to me. Because as a friend, uh, I I promise you that I will give you half my kingdom. This was told by whom? This was told by Drupad when they were studying. So time flew by. This Dronacharya became a Brahman. Okay, and then Drupad became a very big king. Okay, so he was Panchal Naresh. He was the king of the kingdom of Panchal, and that is why Drupad's daughter Draupadi is also called as Panchali. Okay, so anyways, um, when when Drupad became such big king, on the other side, Dronacharya was very poor. He was barely able to maintain his family. He was so poor that they had actually nothing to eat. And when his wife would regularly tell, Are, you told that, okay, you have a friend, Drupad, who would be willing to help. Why don't you go and ask him for help? So one day it so happened that they had one son. His name was Ashwathama. Okay, and when Dronacharya's wife was would daily feed his son. Now, what can he feed? Like, there is nothing to feed actually. So they were not able to afford any cow. So there was no milk. But the son was asking for milk. So what his wife did is he mixed, this atta, wheat. So crushed wheat that he mixed with water and he was feeding that as milk. Now you know how much how this atta tastes if you eat that. So it was so pathetically okay. And at that time, his wife could not take the tormentation of this poverty. And you told that okay, you have a friend. Why don't you go? Because we are suffering so badly. So so Dronacharya at that time taking this, understanding their situation is so bad, he went to the kingdom. And at that time, he he reached out to he went to this kingdom, and at the guard he told, like at the kingdom there are those guards, right? So he told the guards that please tell the king that his childhood friend Dronacharya has come. Now Dronacharya was very very poor, because at that time they were barely able to meet his ends meet. So he had tattered clothes. And on the other side, Drupad had become a very, very powerful king, very famous, very rich. So many times we feel, right, like, okay, if we are if we have nice clothes, if someone else are not having that much, sometimes pride really takes over. So the guard went and told Drupad that, okay, your childhood friend Dronacharya has come. So he said, okay, bring him here. And when he brought him, Drupad saw the condition of Dronacharya. And Dronacharya in the assembly, he said, that, okay, oh Drupad, I am your childhood friend. I hope you recognize me. Um, I I have come. Remember, like in when we were in our teachers, when we were studying at the ashram, at that time you had promised me half the kingdom. So I have come to ask you, to remind you of that promise. So this thing, since like okay, Dronacharya was in the tattered clothes, Drupad could not take it, and he said like okay, I I don't remember having said anything like that. So he lied, and then he said that okay, if you want to really ask me for something, you could have begged me for something as a Brahman. So in other words, he humiliated Dronacharya, and because of that, Dronacharya did not accept anything. He went back, and he was burning in anger. In due course of time, um, it so happened that Dronacharya, he became the teacher of the Kauravas and the Pandavas. So he was teaching 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, and he was also teaching the 5 sons of Pandu. And at that time, he was as a Brahmin. See, nowadays, like in education institution, what has happened is there is a charge for the education that you get, right? You pay fees for the education. If you go for a schooling in India, even in US, like, they don't charge, but they take that money from the taxes. And then when you go to colleges nowadays, like whether it is India, US, or any other country, like colleges are so expensive. But in those days, the teachers would give the education free of charge. And at the end of it, like, the students are supposed to give some dakshina. So at the end of their education, Dronacharya asked that he asked Dakshina that, I want you to go ahead and capture this Drupad. So Dhritarashtra had 100 sons. So these Kauravas said, okay, we can handle them ourselves. No need for this Pandavas. Okay, so so they all went, and somehow this Duryodhan, he was captured by Drupad, and Arjun went ahead and, like, Arjun was sent later, and like he went ahead and freed Duryodhan, and he captured this Drupad, and he brought him at the lotus feet of his Gurudev. So, and then like, there was another thing, like, then what happened is Drupad was burning in anger because Dronacharya had, when he did this, at that time, Arjun, because he was humiliated, at that time, half of his kingdom was taken away from Drupad. And these guys, they took Drupad was really humiliated because a Brahmana has defeated him, and half his kingdom is also gone. So Drupad, he did a big sacrifice, fire sacrifice. That was an age of fire sacrifice. He did a big fire sacrifice, praying for a son who would kill this Dronacharya. Okay, so from the fire sacrifice, he got Drishtadumna. That was his son, who in future will kill Dronacharya. And from that fire sacrifice, he also got a daughter. Okay, that is Draupadi. So that is why, since fire sacrifice, that is Yagya, since Draupadi came out of Yagya, she is also called as Yagyasaini. So now what happened? Now Dronacharya, he was so Duryodhan, Draupad Maharaj got this son Drishtadumna. When he grew up, he had to get this arms training. Now Dronacharya knew that, okay, this is Drishtadumna, Drupad's son. He has come out of the fire sacrifice. So, and I'm sorry, I told something incorrect. So both this Draupadi and Drishtadumna were fully grown up actually when they came, but he needed arms training of the military training. So for the training, he approached Dronacharya, and Dronacharya, although he knew that this person is going to kill him in future, he still gave him the training. That is the nature of the Brahmana, that the Brahmana is supposed to be selfless in his service. So, having said this background, now let us come to this verse that we are in. So, Duryodhan, in this case, he's trying to tell this in an ironical way that, okay, see, this army is so expertly arranged by your intelligent son, intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad, because he has a previous enmity with Drupad. He wants to just scratch that enmity. Okay, many times, like, okay, many people know how to put fire on things, right? So this political Duryodhan is trying to ignite that fire within the heart of Dronacharya so that he becomes serious and tries to fight like that. And then He tells, Duryodhan says, here in this army are many heroic bowmen, means very heroic archers are there, equal in fighting to Bhim and Arjun. Great fighters like Yuddhan, Virat, and Drupad. He's telling like other side of the army that okay, these are great fighters who are there. So here there is a word used, like if I read this slok, it says Atrashura Maheshwasha Bhim Arjuna Samayudhi Yuddhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Now I shared in the past. So there is a word used, Maharathi. Maharathi. Okay. So in the fight, you can visualize. See, consider if you are hearing attentively, just try to visualize that in this battle, there are different types of fighters. There are the foot soldiers who run on their foot and fight. Then above them are rathis. Rathis means those people who fight on chariots. Now, in those days, like these rathis are competent to fight with 1,000 foot soldiers. Okay, so one rathi can fight with 1,000 foot soldiers. Foot soldiers in English, it is also called as infantry. So, and then above this rathi is Maharathi. Maharathis are so strong that they can fight with 1,000 rathis. That means Maharathis are also on chariot and the rathis are also on chariot, but they are so strong, each Maharathi can fight with 1,000 rathis. And above the Maharathis, so right now, all these names that Duryodhana is telling are all Maharathis. Okay, this great fighters like Yuddhan, Virat, and Drupad. And above the Maharathis is Atirathi. Atirathi is that fighter who can fight with 1,000 Maharathis. So Bhishma Dev was one such Atirathi. He was so powerful. So Duryodhana is now giving a report. Okay, then next he says, Dhrishtaketuschekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Puruchit Kunti Bhojascha Shaibyascha Narapungavaha. There are great heroic powerful fighters like Dhrishtaketu, Chekitan, Kashiraj, Purujit, Kunti Bhoj, and Shaibya. These are great fighters' names. These are very great personalities on the side of the Pandavas that Duryodhana is naming. Yuddhamanuscha Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharatha. Duryodhana further goes on saying in this text 6, there are mighty Yuddhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja, the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Then he says, then now he has done a survey of like what is there on the other side. Now he wants to tell of like what is there on his own side. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tanniboda dvijottamah nayaka mama sainyasa samgnartham tan bravimimete. Now he's telling Dronacharya. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, O Dronacharya, let me tell you about the captains, about the powerful people who are especially qualified to lead my military force. That means who are on our side. Let me tell you about those people also. Bhavan, this is text 8. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Jaya Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattis Tathaivacha. There are personalities like you. Arey, my dear Dronacharya, I have personality like you. So he's glorifying Dronacharya. Bhishma is there. Bhishma Dev is there. Karna is there. Kripacharya is there. Ashwathama is there. That is your son Ashwathama. Vikarna, he is there. The son of Somadatta called Bhorishrava. They are always victorious in battle. Text 9. अन्य च बहवा शूर मद अर्थे त्यक्त जीवितः नाना शास्त्र प्रहर प्रहरणा सर्वे युद्ध विशारद. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. They are Yuddha Visharada, they are expert in military science. And here Duryodhan says there are so many heroes and they are willing to lay down their lives for my sake. So that means this is a bad omen because he's going to fight, he's to win, but he says that okay, Tyaktva Jivitaha. Mad arthe tyaktva. For my sake, they are willing to give up their lives. That means in he's forecasting, in other words, through his mouth, like, okay, what he's telling is what is going to happen in future. Okay, that he's going to, they are all going to give up their lives. Then he says, text 10. Aparyaptam tad asmakam balam bhishma rakshitam पर्याप्तं त्व इदम एतेषां balam bhima bhi rakshitam. Our strength is immeasurable and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma. I mean, that means our strength is what? Uncomparable. Aparyaptam. Whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. But on our side, we have grandfather Bhishma Dev, and on Pandava's side, we have this Bhima. He's protecting them, but his strength is limited. So he's overestimating his strength and he's underestimating the strength on the other side. He's telling his strength is, on his side, the strength is aparyaptam, and on other side, it is paryaptam. Means it is inconceivable on his side and it is like very limited. नहीं ये लोग कुछ नहीं है, like this is like बाएं हाथ का खेल है types. So then moving further, text 11. अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भगम अवस्थिता भीष्मम एवाभिरक्षन्तु भवन्त सर्व एव हि. Translation: all of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma. He's now telling whom? Dronacharya. He's giving an instruction to his Gurudev. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the flanks of the army. That means wherever you are from, you should protect grandfather Bhishma there. So there is one important thing to understand here. He is doing an offense here by giving an instruction to his Gurudev, like what his Gurudev is supposed to do. His Gurudev is supposed to be like giving him instruction, but on the contrary, he is giving instruction to his Gurudev. So when we approach a Guru or an exalted Vaishnava, okay, especially for Guru, we should always take a very humble position, because the Guru understands everything. So in this context, let me share something very interesting. In the previous ages, like, okay, we know that there is, on one side we have the Devtas, or they are also called as Suras, and their rival part is the Asuras or the demons. Okay, so Suras means those who listen to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Asuras means those who do not listen to his words. Okay, so in this Kali Yuga, we will not get Asura with like, okay, big teeth like this. No. Those who are favorable to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, those who listen to what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, they are Suras. And those who do not care about this, they are obviously land in the other court, that is Asuras. But in the previous ages, okay, so at one point of time, we told about, like, okay, he's instructing his guru, right? So I'm sharing one incident about very interesting incident about how offense towards a guru can be very deadly, and how one who follows the instructions of the guru can progress very quickly. We, in the Mangal Arti that is sung in the morning, like we sing at home, it is sung in the temple. The last verse is Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadat nagati kutopi ध्यायन्स्तुवंस्तस्य यशस्त्रिसन्ध्यां Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. One, if Yasya Prasadat, one who takes the prasad of Guru. What is the prasad of Guru? That means instructions of the Guru. Okay, one should not be casual with the Guru. One who takes the instructions of the Guru very humbly, trying to follow that. See, again, there is another thing. Like, if one is just acting like that, like Gurudev, 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 but on the other side, like they are not following any instructions, that is hypocrisy. Okay, that is not meaningful actually. But if one is genuinely trying to follow, then what happens? Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado. That means he gets Bhagavat prasad. He attains Krishna. And yasya aprasadat nagati kutopi. One who does not follow the instructions, aprasadat. That means one who is not taking the prasad or not following the instruction. What happens? Nagati kutopi. That person does not go anywhere. Is you he does not make any progress. Without the blessings of the Guru, there is absolutely no home. So, dhyayanstu vamstasya jashastri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. That is why the glories of the Guru has to be sung three times a day. At a bare minimum, we should pay our humble obeisances, Dandavat Pranam, to Guru. For those of you who do not have Guru, we should pay our Dandavat Pranam to Srila Prabhupada. Because he is preeminent Siksha Guru. Whatever we are sharing in the classes, where is this coming from? It is coming from Srila Prabhupada. So it is actually his words that we are sharing. And some of us, like myself, like we are just repeating those words. But he is the Acharya, he is the Guru. And he is repeating those which is coming in the line of the disciplic succession from his Guru and him from his Guru, like that. So coming to this, so at one point of time, Indra, the lord of the demigods, he was enjoying the apsaras that were dancing, and he was really having a nice time. And at that time, his guru, Durvasa Muni, he came and he gave him a garland. Garland is a Mahaprasad. Okay, so he was given a garland. So many times, like, okay, what happens is when we get something very easily, we don't value it. Okay, we take it very cheaply. Many times, like we go to the temple, like we get garland, and it's like, okay, we are like, okay, I got a garland. Okay, you take it. You take it. No, we should give it to others, but then the garland is the Mahaprasad. We should honor that garland. Okay, oh my dear Lord, someone may be giving it to us, but it is coming directly from the Lord to us. And we should consider ourselves fortunate. we should think ourselves as beggars, not deserving anything. That okay, we have got this Mahaprasad of the Lord. Should try to smell that, trying to absorb ourselves, our consciousness. Because by smelling this garland, nectar of devotion says that we will be purifying our senses through this by taking that smell. By when we get tulsi of Lord, we should smell that tulsi. By smelling that tulsi before putting it into our mouth and honoring it. By doing that, what happens? We are purifying our senses. Nectar of devotion says that. So, in this case, Indra, since he was so busy, what he did is he took that garland and he gave it to Airavat, his elephant. Okay, now Airavat is a very powerful elephant, but at the end of the day, it is an animal. So what Airavat did, he, he he took the garland from its neck and then he put it under its feet and crushed the garland. And all this, I'll just mute everyone. So Airavat, what he did is he crushed that garland. And all this happened. Durvasa Muni could understand that Indra is so proud. He did not value this. So many times, like we'll see, like okay, if someone comes to the temple who may have never received a garland, when that person gets the garland, that person becomes very grateful, and they become very immensely joyful. Sometimes, whatever we are getting, we don't value it. Whatever we are not getting, we value that too much. So actually, when we don't get something, then we start valuing that. And my spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he says something very beautiful. He says that, okay, when we value something, then we continue to get that mercy. Mercy means that which we do not deserve. We have been given, but we do not deserve it. And if to the extent we do not value something, it will eventually be taken away from us. So it's just a matter of time. Okay, so in this case, Durvasa Muni understood that, okay, Indra's pride, in that pride, he did not value this. So what Durvasa Muni did is, he thought, okay, Indra will not take the blessing that seriously. So let me give him a curse.
আমার একটা নোটিফিকেশন এসছে, হাইড ইউর ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড এন্ড লার্ন হাউ টু
Okay, so in this case, Durvasa Muni was given the curse. Sorry, Durvasa Muni gave the curse to Indra that you will lose everything that you have. Okay, now this is a serious thing. And not just Indra, but all the other demigods, all the devtas who were dependent on Indra, they also immediately lost everything. All their power, all their opulence, everything was gone. And at the very same time, what happened is the demons, Bali Maharaj and others, they got the power from, they got the blessing from Shukracharya because they served their guru Shukracharya very well, and they were blessed by Shukracharya that, okay, I bless you, that may you become very, very powerful. I am very pleased with you. So in those days, there was no WhatsApp, no Facebook, nothing, but the news spread that the demigods or the devtas, they lost all their power. Okay, and and Shukracharya told them that go and attack the demigods now. They have no power right now. And when they attacked, at that time, the demigods were just running helter-skelter. So, and then they come to Lord Vishnu, and then, okay, there is this Samundra Manthan Leela that happens. So I'll not go into that. But coming back to that, like, okay, the whole purpose of sharing that was how important the blessings are, and how important it is for us to be grateful at all point of time. So, and why I was telling that is we should never be instructing our guru. We should always take a humble position. So next thing, text 12. तस्य सं तस्य संजानयन हर्षम कुरु वृद्ध पितामह सिंहनाडम विनाद्योच्चय शंखम दद्मो प्रतापवन. Then Bhishma, the grand, valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhan joy. Now, this Duryodhan was already started instructing in Guru. Before he does more things, this Bhishma Dev, who is his grandfather, he thought, okay, let me blow the conch. He blew his conch shell. And how was the blow of the conch shell? It was like the Simhanad, roar of a lion, so loud. Okay, and in this, what happened? Duryodhan got joy by hearing this. That okay, wow, this is so, because this is such wonderful. And after that, as soon as Dhritarashtra blew the conch shell, that means conch shell blowing means that the war ready, steady, get set, go, like that. So many times, like we know, right? Like I don't know if you have experienced any of us, but in our school we used to have, like, okay, they would have this at gunshot we have to run, or at the sound of the whistle we have to run. So in this war, it is by blowing the conch. Many times you may have seen, like, okay, I don't know if any of you have seen boxing matches. Sometimes like Mike Tyson or would be fighting, and then at that time, like, okay, the other parties are like, Mike, this on his side, like they'll be all saying Mike, 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 and on the other side they'll be cheering his other persons. And a day before the actual fight is supposed to happen, they will all come face to face, and they'll be like telling all bad words, like, okay, just trying to uh, demoral the other person, like, okay. But in those days, it was in the previous yuga, it was not like that. They would not use like all these bad words. Like there was a code of conduct. The code of conduct was like, okay, by blowing the conch shell, the fight will start. So that is how it is happening here. So now, after Dhritarashtra, after Bhishma Dev, he blew the conch shell. Now what happened? Tata Shankhascha Bhairyascha Panavānaka Gomukha Sasaiva Bhyahanyanta Sa Shabdastumulo Bhavat. After that, the conch shells, drum, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and then the combined sound was tumultuous. So on the Kauravas side, everyone started blowing conch shell, like shankha, then drums, bugles, trumpets, horns, and there was a very, very loud sound, like a tumultuous sound that is coming. So from their side, it is declared. Now what is happening here? Tata Shveter Hayer Yukte Mahati Syandane Stitau Madhava Pandavaschaiva Divyau Shankau Pradadhamatu. So on the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shells. So Madhava Pandavaschaiva, Krishna and the Pandavas, this Arjun, what did they do? Divya Shankhav. Their conch shell was Divya, transcendental, divine. How was Bhishma Dev's conch shell? It was like a roar of a lion. And how was Krishna's and Arjuna's conch shell? They are divine. So here, Srila Vyasdev, who is sharing this commentary, like, or Sanjay, who is sharing this, and Vyasdev, who is giving us this commentary as it is going on live. We see live matches, right? Many times, like live news is happening. So this is live commentary is going on. In this live commentary, Sanjay is saying that okay, their conscious are transcendental. So here we have to understand that like the roar of a lion is like a material sound, but it is but on here Krishna's and Arjuna's conscience are like divine, they are spiritual. There is a difference between what material is and what spiritual is. In material world, we may have like, okay, this is like so smart, this is so handsome, this is so sleek looking thing, this is very top notch, like, okay, blue collar job, this, that, like, okay. But if Krishna is not in the center, then no matter whatever one is running after, it is totally useless. It is totally useless. I can tell it with full conviction. Hare Krishna. So, but the spiritual, like one who comes in, one who is engaged in spiritually executing his duties. Although the duties sometimes may seem externally the same, the devotee also goes to the office and the non-devotee also goes to the office. The devotee also pays his bill and the non-devotee also pays his bill. The devotee also takes his children for classes. The non-devotee also takes his children for classes. All this like may seem like okay, yeah, what is so different in this? But there is difference. One is doing it for Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, and another is doing it for their own sense gratification. And by doing it, one is going with every step, they're going nearer and nearer to Krishna, and the other is going deeply into entangled into this material world to come again and again, and sometimes, or rather many times, they may be going into hellish planets. Hare Krishna. So next, text 15. Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Dadmau Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrikodaraha. Now Lord Krishna blew his conchal. What is the name of his conchal? It's called Panchajanya. Arjun blew his conchal name is Devadatta. And Bhima, the voracious eater, Vrikodara. Vrikodara means voracious eater. He eats a lot and performer of Herculean tasks. He does not just eat, he performs Herculean tasks as well. Srila Prabhupada said, I mean, just don't keep eating. If you eat more, do Herculean tasks like Bhim also. So Bhim blew his terrific conchal called Poundra. So here, see, I was telling about this material and spiritual. There's one thing to know here. In the material world, like as Bhishma Dev's was like the roar of a lion, in this case, for the Lord Krishna and for the Pandavas conscious, there is names. So since theirs are Divya, these are like personalities. Okay. Like we may see a conscious like it is like this, but in the spiritual world, they are all personalities. So does anyone remember like what are the 5 relations we can have with Krishna? Let me just stop the screen and see if anyone remembers that. You can raise your hand if you remember what are the 5 relations one can have with Krishna. Or you can unmute and share also. No one remembers? What are the relations we can have with Krishna? Lalukaku, you don't remember? Yes. You can unmute and share. What are those?
Yes, I'll tell you. This is Madhurya, Sakho, Daso, Sakho, Daso, Madhurya.
Okay.
I'm not getting the other two.
Vatsalya.
Vatsalo, yes.
And the other one is the neutral one.
Yeah.
So there is one relation that we can have with Krishna in the neutral state. That means that person can be a dust at Krishna's lotus field in the spiritual world. These are the identities one gets when one starts following this Bhagavad Gita. And then at one point of time, their swarup, one who makes advancement, their swarup or their identity in the spiritual world is revealed. That is, once we are in this material world, a devotee, the whole purpose of this human life is, the perfection of this human life is to go back to Godhead. And and how do we go back to Godhead? So the perfection is attained through purification of this human form of life. So we perform our devotional activities, we get purified, and we go to our next destination. Others who are not purified, they come back to this material world again. So purification can be, once after purified, they can have this relations with Krishna. So one can have this relation with Krishna in the neutral state. Neutral means like, okay, they can be dust at the lotus feet of Krishna, or they can be a conch shell of Krishna, or they can be a flute of Krishna, or they can be a tree in Golok Vrindavan. And all these are personalities. And the next one is the relationship as a friend, as a parent. As a friend is just like Madhumangal, like Subala. As a parent is just like Yashoda Mai or Nand Maharaj. As a so we covered this neutral, Vatsalya, friend, and Madhurya. Madhurya is like a conjugal lover. So that is like the gopis of Vrindavan. Did I cover all the five? Let's see. Neutral, Shakha, Vatsalya, Madhurya. I'm also missing out something. What is it I'm missing, Lalu Babu?
Vatsalla.
That's
Vatsalla.
we done.
Madhurya.
Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya.
Yeah, I think I covered all of them. Shantadasya. Yeah, okay.
Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya.
As a servant is like Lord Hanumanji. Okay. Always engaged in service. Always engaged in service. So it is so beautiful. Every one of us have the opportunity to go back to spiritual world and directly serve, not being Hanuman on its own, but we should develop the mood where we can be servants of Hanuman, where we can be servant of Yashoda Mai, where we can be servant of the gopis of Vrindavan. So, and at one point of time, our swarup, when we accept a bona fide guru, and when we follow the instructions, at one point of time, our swarup will be revealed to us. And through that swarup, okay, when we go back to the spiritual world, we will be performing our sevas in that swarup. So it is very, very important to serve in this lifetime as much as we can in the mood of servant of the servant. This mood is very important. We could be doing many services, but if we do not have the right mood, then we may not be able to get the real benefit out of it. We will still be benefited because we are serving Krishna, but when we do it in the right consciousness, that is why Srila Prabhupada has given this name of this organization as Krishna Consciousness. This is Krishna Consciousness, International Center, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Why we have so many devotees? So that we can learn, we can understand that, okay, we are so fallen, and we have to learn from each and every one. We should not criticize anyone. We should always try to imbibe the very wonderful qualities that are in and around us. We should take the essence, even if we see something wrong, and we will see something wrong. It is not possible that we won't see something wrong, because there are many devotees who are practicing devotees. And we also have come with a contaminated eye and ear. So we will also have tendency to hear all these things, but we should understand that this will not take us to the higher destination. we have to take the essence of the best. We should be nectar picker, not stool picker. Wherever we find nectar or amrit, we should pick that up. We should not pick stool. So that should be our mode. So with that, I was talking about the spiritual world, how it is. So they blew their conch shell, and let's see. Okay, we'll cover next two verses and then we will stop here. Text 16 to 18. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Puro Yudhishthira Nakulaha Sadevascha Shugosha Manipushpakau Kashyascha Parameshwa Ashaha Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa अपराजितः द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयश्च सर्वसः पृथिवीपते सौभद्रश्च महाबाहु शङ्खान् दद्मुः पृथक् पृथक्. King Yudhishthir, the son of Kunti, then he blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijay, and Nakul and Sahadev blew their conch shells, the Sughos and Manipushpak. The great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupad, the sons of Draupadi and others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. So they are all blowing their conch shells on the Pandava side. Sa Gosho Dhartarashtranam Hridayani Vyadarayat Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Bhyanu Nadayan. Bhyanu Nadayan. So the blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts and the sons of Dhritarashtra. Tumul, we say in Bengali, we say tumul means uproar, it's very uproaring. And bhaya, bhayanu dayan. It is gave a lot of fear in the heart of Saghoshu Dhartarashtra, in the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. So that was the effect of this divine the divine vibrations of the blowing of the conch shell. So with that, we will stop here. We are at verse number 19. So we will start from here in next week. And with that, we'll end our session for today. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. And I just wanted to remind everyone that I believe tomorrow is an Ekadashi here. I will just check it once. Yes, tomorrow is Ekadashi fasting. So for
Day after tomorrow.
No, it is day after tomorrow in India. Here
India.
it is, in US it is tomorrow. So because the notification may come late and many may miss it out. So I just wanted to mention. So tomorrow we should fast from grains and beans. As I mentioned, Ekadashi is a very wonderful day. Just by observing Ekadashi, chanting more, reading the Bhagavad Gita, hearing these classes, not going into trying to fast from internet, social networking, trying to fast from criticizing others, hearing. Okay. So this really help us progress, because if we, let's say, if we eat food, right? But if we eat all this junk food, what will happen? Too much junk food, obviously
Poisonous your body.
right? Our stomach will get food poisoning. Similarly, when we poison our consciousness with all this material things which are happening, then what will happen is, no matter we might be drinking the nectar of Bhagavad Gita, we might be chanting, we will not get taste in chanting. We will not get taste in chanting. If our entry point is, we have to get the entry we have to get the taste of chanting by drinking the nectar only. That is by hearing Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Naam that we are speaking. And we should hear Prabhupada's chanting. Prabhupada is an Acharya. When we hear the chanting of Prabhupada, when we hear the classes of Prabhupada, that will be really, really helpful for everyone. I would highly recommend. There are Hindi classes, there are Bengali classes, there are English classes of Prabhupada. You should hear. Even though we may feel that if we are not understanding, we should still try to hear. I heard something very beautiful from my spiritual master. I will share this and then I'll end this. He says that Prabhupada, at one point of time, in his offering to his Gurudev, he once said that there was once Srila Prabhupada had been to Vrindavan and he was with, at that time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is Srila Prabhupada's Gurudev, he was taking all the devotees on parikrama in Vrindavan. So on one day morning, there was devotees were calling, okay, we are going to, what is that? Sheshashayan Vishnu Mandir. Those who want to come to Sheshashayan Mandir, please come. And this is a very rare temple, actually. Very, very, very wonderful pastime of Lord Vishnu has happened there in Vrindavan. Okay, so actually, Krishna himself becomes Vishnu there because the gopis wanted to gopis wanted to have darshan of Vishnu at the time. So Krishna himself becomes Vishnu and he lies in the form of Sheshna, in the form of Shesha. So he lies, and the gopis are so happy seeing that, and that is why Vrindavan, in Vrindavan, this beautiful darshan of Krishna in the form of Vishnu is there. So this devotee called out, and at that time, Srila Bhakti and this devotee said, okay, those who want to stay for the class, for Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's class, they can stay here. And those who want to go for parikrama, please go. Most of them went. So only some handful of sannyasis were left. And Srila Prabhupada was there. At that time, Srila Prabhupada was not initiated. So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur made a note of this point. Because you will see many people come to the temple, but how many people come for classes? And how many among them hear attentively those classes? This is very, very important. So later, after a few years, when Srila Prabhupada's name was recommended by another sannyasi disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who is Srila Prabhupada's god brother, he tell this Abhay Babu, like, please initiate him. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, yes, I will initiate him. I know he likes to hear. He does not go away. So Srila Prabhupada, he shares his realization. He tells that, yes, I like to hear from my Guru Maharaj. Although my Guru Maharaj will sometimes tell something in very high language, which I could not understand, but I would still try to be there and try to hear it so that just by the sound vibration, I will be purified. This is very important. For those of you who are hearing, I would say this is very, very important. That means this katha, this Bhagavad Katha's sound vibration is very, very important. It should penetrate our ears. We should try to serve Krishna. When we serve Krishna, when we serve the devotees of Krishna, and service could be by hearing. When we hear from advanced devotees, then just by that, we get purified. So I highly recommend everyone to hear from Srila Prabhupada. Many times I share many classes on our group's WhatsApp group. It is with the intent that those who take interest in going through those, they will be benefited. There will be many people who will come, who will not come, who may come not regularly, who may not find interest. Those taste may vary, but that is, if we are trying to be consistent, just by being consistent, we will make definite progress. We are giving a message to Krishna that, oh Krishna, I may not have taste, but I am trying to become sincere. And Krishna, our Guru, even though our Guru may not be in front of us, okay, even though Srila Prabhupada may not be in front of us, but having seen this, their mercy will descend. Hare Krishna. Yes, Lalukaku, you had a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to share one of my experience in this Vrindavan Yatra. In normal Akadasi day, when I am at home at Bombay, up to evening 8 o'clock, I don't take anything. After 8 o'clock, I, I am to take one apple and one glass of milk, that's all. But in Vrindavan Yatra, I think on 23rd or 24th, there was a Akadasi, 23rd or 24th Akadasi. And in the ISKCON temple, the prasadam, so many items was there. Actually, my stomach was 4 to 5 times more I have ate on that day. So many items prasadam there, even on the Akadasi day, and all without grain, of course, on the Akadasi.
Yes, yes, ISKCON, uh, Vrindavan's Prasad. In fact, ISKCON, all the temples, Prasad on Ekadashi day and every day, like, okay, so phenomenal. And ISKCON Vrindavan, like, especially, like, okay, ISKCON Mayapur, there are so many items, there are so many options. Like, okay, you don't have to think, like, okay, how you will do the Ekadashi. That is why association of the devotees is so important.
And then I listened a lecture of 1.5 hours from the temple president of ISKCON Vrindavan. It was wonderful.
His Grace Panchagoda Prabhu.
Yeah, correct. And I think his son is a Florida ISKCON chief. Yeah. He's a very nice devotee, very nice devotee. We love it so much.
Yeah, he's a very advanced devotee. He's a disciple of his
Yeah.
Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Very wonderful.
And also one thing I learned from there, we were with about 350 ISKCON devotees of ISKCON Bangalore, Radha Govinda temple, and these each devotee, their devotion to God and the serving attitude and their pleasing attitude, always smiling face, it was simply amazing. It was simply, I was amazed to get their association. It was really very wonderful.
Jai. Yes. This is why, okay, it is very, very important to come in the association of devotees. Because when we come in the association of devotees, see, if we come to, we get what we are seeking for. If we are genuinely seeking for association, right? Guru and Krishna will arrange for us. Krishna will arrange for us. But if we want to, like, I've seen instances, like, okay, when someone may have, okay, I see as what I am getting out of here. If someone comes for prasad, they will get prasad. If someone is looking for really association, like, okay, I really want association, I want to know how I can advance, like, okay, through this, then they really get that. And Krishna is orchestrating everything in the background. He's orchestrating each and everything. I'm so happy you went, Lalukapu, to this Vrindavan Yatra. It was like 7 days.
Yeah, 7 days.
And they would take you in buses to the
Yeah,
different.
all the 5 days in the buses, and then 2 days is there itself.
Very nice.
And every evening there are pravachan and discourses, Harinam Sankirtan and Kirtan. Oh, every evening, about 1.5 to 2 hours. And then pravachan, 1.5 to 2 hours.
Yes.
And to every day, 3:55, we go in the bus. We 3:55 in the morning, we board on the bus to attend the Mangalarti.
Where were you staying in Vrindavan, Prabhu?
In that Hare Krishna Orchid.
Okay, okay. Very nice. It's like 10 minutes from the temple. Very nice. Thank you for sharing this experience. I will look forward to hearing more and more.
Particularly, I was amazed to see the to be with the devotee. Really, they are so much. I mean, I have to learn a lot of things from them. Actually speaking, I am nowhere in front of them. I am nowhere.
This should be our mood. We should always think like that only, that we are nowhere. Because if we think that, okay, I am a devotee, I am a Vaishnav, then how can we respect others? Then we'll see faults in others. But when we think that, okay, I am nowhere, I am not a devotee, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, he shares us this prayer. If we think that, okay, I am nowhere, then in that case we can actually approach everything in the most humble way. There is, I'm just trying to remember what was that prayer. আমি তো বৈষ্ণব এই বুদ্ধি হয় আমানি না হইল আমি. If I think I'm a Vaishnav, then I cannot give respect. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kaku, for sharing. You and for visiting the Dham in the right consciousness, in the right mood. If you can record and share, Kaku, with me when you get a chance. Whatever are your other takeaways from there.
Yeah, and Prabhuji, you have to share with me as well. Pictures, videos, and all of things. They arrange the like kind of ashram for us, or we have to pay for hotels and all that.
We have to pay for that. We have to
Oh.
pay that. But for those who are new, for them, like if you have not been to any dham, the recommended thing is like, okay, they should first Sridham Mayapur. Okay, because in Sridham Mayapur, it is called Audhirya Dham. Audhirya Dham means like, okay, where it is in the most merciful mood. We should not directly approach Sri Vrindavan Dham directly without any guidance.
Mhm.
So we should first approach Sridham Mayapur. Mayapur is in the most merciful form, and where Mahaprabhu's mood is most prevalent. And then like, okay, after that like we can approach like, okay, after that the next ideally should be Jagannath Puri and then Sri Vrindavan.
Oh, like why is it so?
Yeah, because there is a lot of mercy in Sridham Vrindavan, but then there are offenses also. We have to be very careful. But in Sridham Mayapur, no offenses are counted actually.
Oh,
Okay, so
okay.
we are in the new state. When we are in the new state, when we are very, see, we are all relatively new. So when we have just started chanting and we are trying to get the association, at that time we may have some offensive mentality which we may not know that they are offensive. Going
Yes.
with a real mood of that devotion, it takes us some time before we actually cultivate that. And then when we are ready, when we get the when we hear from someone like, okay, whatever, like when we get the permission from a senior Vaishnav, then we can go. And that senior Vaishnav is to be advanced, they should know us also. Okay. Just if someone says, okay, you go, that may not
Mm.
mean.
Mhm. I
Yes.
want to ask you one question.
This will keep protected in our spiritual life. So then what will happen is we will be able to relish, like as Lalu Babu is mentioning, right? Okay, in the mood that, okay, that I am nothing. See, it is one thing to say from heart, I am nothing, and it is another thing to feel from heart that I am nothing. In the mouth, from the mouth, we can say many things. Like, okay, okay, tell me what I can do. I am your servant. Okay, but when something is told, then we may not follow it. So,
Mhm.
so that is why we have to wait when till we actually get that mood, and once we cultivate that mood, then we are definitely eligible to go, and it will happen gradually.
Okay. May I ask you one question, please?
Yes, yes.
Uh, the Guru Dronacharya, we are talking about gurus, and yesterday the Krishna Prabhu told me importance of a guru teacher and like spiritual master in our life, and it should be from a reasonable source, like the teachers who took uh, who are the student of the Srila Prabhupada, right? And I'm trying to get a diksha. Uh, I don't have guru and all that. And according, we already, like in the beginning, we talk about the Guru Dronacharya. He a good teacher? Like he has a really, when he teach Pandavas and he told them go them and catch him Drupad for me. And another thing, he's very obsessed with his son Aswasthama. And I was thinking, like, is he a good teacher, or what are the qualities for a good teacher?
So, so Dronacharya he's an exemplary teacher. So we have to understand he's the teacher who is giving him the training in the martial arts, right?
Oh, okay.
He's teaching them how to fight. So from that perspective, and since this is in the past age, in those ages, he's imparting all the training to him. He was a perfect teacher because he was the one who trained Arjuna. And look at how do you know the quality of the teacher? You know it by looking. There are various ways. He's coming from a bona fide parampara, okay, and Arjuna ended up defeating Lord Shiva also. He defeated Lord Indra also. And obviously, he was the topmost archer. So, in terms of his son, Ashwatthama, dealing with his son Ashwatthama, yes, he was attached to his son Ashwatthama, and that is there. But then, like, we have to look at his qualities as a teacher. Now, when it comes to us, like accepting the guru, see, the selection of a guru has to be done very, very carefully. It should not be done uh, the selection of guru should not be like we go to market for buying aloo pyaz. How much time do we take to decide? Just buy this aloo and that's it, we are done. So
Yeah.
it so happened that in one of the other class, I heard this funny story. Like, okay, there was a there was one class that happened on how important it is to have a guru. That was only shared among many classes. This was also one class that happened, and in the next class, one person came and told that, okay, oh, I took diksha now. And then the speaker was, the Prabhu was surprised. Arey, last week only we spoke of Guru and this week only you got Diksha. Where did you get Diksha from? Arey, just opposite to my house only there was one person who was giving a Diksha. I went to his house, I took Diksha and I came. So there was no prescribed rules, nothing that was said. Yes, what Krishna Prabhu said is right, that Srila Prabhupada's disciples, the bona fide disciples of Srila Prabhupada that are there, they are very bona fide for giving Diksha because they are coming in the line of Parampara. You asked about what are the qualifications. So they should be in the line of disciplic succession coming in. So there are 4 sampradayas: Brahma, Madhava, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, then Sri Sampradaya and Kumar Sampradaya. Out of them, we come in the Brahma Sampradaya, Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. And in this line, all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are initiating gurus, they are very qualified. But even before we select a particular guru, we should take few things into consideration. Okay, guru is not just that, okay, we select any guru and move forward, unless in some cases the person who is, if he is taking guidance from someone, okay, if someone is instructed, that is a different case. But generally, we should pray to Krishna. We should pray to Srila Prabhupada, please reveal us our Guru. I sent one YouTube video from His Holiness Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, where he's saying that we should cry in front of Krishna, that please reveal me who my Guru is. And when the time is right, in our heart, we will have a signal that this is your Guru. It is not like, okay, just any Guru comes, like you selected, I have a Guru now. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
if we are sincere, then that will be revealed. If we are sincere,
Yeah.
then that will be revealed.
Like sometimes we have guru in front of us. Maybe we don't know them. Like what you are able to give diksha to me or not? What do you think?
You are asking me?
Yeah, of course I'm asking you.
No, I am not a um, qualified person for Diksha. See, I am just a menial servant of my Guru. Okay, but in ISKCON, the process is very wonderful. There are about, I believe there are about 85 or 88 gurus who are there out of the total like lakhs of devotees that are there. These are the authorized bona fide gurus who are authorized by the GBC, which is the General Body Council of ISKCON. And what we should do, like we should hear, and when we are hearing from Srila Prabhupada, right? When we actually start hearing from a particular guru, we should hear from different speakers. Okay, let's say you are hearing now in this class, but in our WhatsApp group, many times I share many classes or many short videos from different gurus. So sometimes we may feel that, okay, we have certain, I'm getting very inspired like when I'm hearing from this particular guru. So we should share that in privately to whoever like whichever devotee we are connected with. And then we should ask like, okay, how we can, I mean, I'm really getting inspired when I hear from this particular guru. That is the right way actually. Because through hearing, we understand the mood of the guru. When we hear, right, then we understand the mood. How do we understand the mood? When we follow the instructions. Without following the instructions, we will not understand. So that is why Bhagavad Gita in 4.34, I believe, it is said, Tadvidhi pranipatena pari prashnena sevaya upadikshanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshina. So pranipat, we should ask questions, but in which mood? So pariprashna sevaya, we should in the seva mood, we should serve, and in a submissive mode, we should ask that. In with service attitude, how we should serve? We should serve the instructions that are coming. Because unless and until we follow the instructions, what will happen? If we don't follow the instructions, so whatever we are hearing, question is, level 1 hearing is, I find it nice actually. When I hear this, it is nice. This means that, okay, it came from here, it went out from here. This is level 1 hearing. Level 2 is like, okay, it goes here. I'm thinking about this. Okay. Level 3 is I start applying it. I have understood it. There is a third level actually. Third level, before applying, there is another level. I understood it. I have questions, and I'm not able to accept it. The third level is acceptance. If I'm not able to accept it, we should ask questions. We should get it clarified immediately. And then the fourth level is applying what I have understood. When we apply what we have understood, what happens is the mercy starts flowing. We start becoming recipient of Krishna's mercy flowing through the Guru Parampara. Even if we are hearing from someone who is a strict follower of his Guru, then in that case, the mercy starts flowing. That is the right way. So the
Go ahead.
So the selection of Guru should not be whimsical, like, okay, the first person who comes here, I will take initiation. No, it should not be like that.
That's not kind of competition and all that.
Huh?
Okay, then what are the qualities for the student? Like if I selecting my teachers and what teacher expect from me?
The first quality of the student is they should be a good listener. They should hear with rapt attention. They should follow the instructions that are given. They should always approach with a submissive mood, not casually. Because with a casual approach, what happens is they will never get the mercy. And they should always try to respectfully, even if it is like, okay, if they are connected to a devotee, they should approach her with lot of awe and reverence. Then what happens is, it is Krishna who is sitting as Paramatma in the heart of both of the persons, and through that, like, the channel for reception starts open. If the receptor is good and the deliverer of the message is good, then the mercy starts flowing. And how does that happen? When the instructions that are received are accepted, heard, and understood. Okay, if there are any questions, they are clarified in the right mood. This is the Guru Shishya Parampara. Even though one may be hearing from a Parampara person, okay, that may not be an initiating authority, but what happens is the mercy of the Parampara is there. And through that, what happens is, okay, we can feel, if we are just trying to follow those instructions, we can feel a person who just attentively hears, tries to accept what has been said and tries to follow it. In very short time, they will make progress. This is the easiest way. And what is the measure of that progress? The measure of the progress is, you don't have to tell it to others. If you eat nice food, then what happens?
It is nice, so good. I share to the people.
You feel satisfied first of all from within.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. When you feel satisfied from within, then you share with others. Okay. If let's say you have only not eaten the food, you tell, "Arey, go to that restaurant, you go to that restaurant," but you have only not eaten. What will happen? Only one day others will go and then say, "Arey, it's bekar food."
जिसने रेकमेंड किया था वो भी बेकार ही था.
Huh. But if one who has really tasted it, if they are showing the same food to others, okay, that I have tasted this, and now what happens is because they have tasted this food, it is now in the heart of this person. Now whatever will come from inner core of the heart. You know what? I ate this and like I got so nice actually. It was so I was so tired, but this food I got, it was just the right thing after having this journey. This is what I needed. Where did you eat? What did you eat? How did you make it? Then people will be curious to know. This is exactly what is required. One, see, I always give this example of this marketing person of soap. A company marketing person, if he is selling out this soap, like you will get it in cheap soap, like there are so many ads that come. Yeah, many people sell it also. But if someone says, okay, take this soap, it is available for 10 rupees, nice soap, very nice smell, this, that, okay. Some people will be interested. But if one person who has used this soap, he comes and says, please, Arey, you are looking for this, you are having skin disease, use this soap. It cured my skin disease. Immediately will buy it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because now this is
definitely.
coming from a realization standpoint.
Mhm.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you to all of you. For all of you, I am also able to glorify Bhagavad Gita, the words that are spoken by Lord and his very wonderful associates. Through these pastimes, we learn so much. And if we just try to reflect on this, then our lives will get transformed. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Lalu Kaku, thank you very much for sharing these wonderful experiences.
Thank you very much. So nice of you, Prabhu.
You are Prabhu, I am Das. Hare Krishna.
I am
And now,
servant of you, servant.
and right now, your lotus feet is filled with the dust of Raja. I am looking to put put my head underneath your lotus feet to get that holy dust of Raj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I was speaking with your dad quite some time today evening. They are all preparing to start